So I was discussing dating with my stepmom, and I joked and said, you know what, the problem is I'm just very attracted to the conventionally attractive man that most other people agree is attractive. I thought she would laugh. No. This woman stares directly into my eyes, directly into my soul, and tells me that I will never find love in that group. And honestly, I know that she's right. And yet, I'm not quite sure how to break the habit.
Good luck with that.
So I want to talk about something that's been really, really annoying me lately. This is going to be Icks About Men, but single mom version. So something that's been getting under my skin is men not understanding what it means to be a single mom. So as a single mom, a single working mom, I have my plate full to the maximum, right? I don't have free time. The time that I do have free, I just want to relax. So one, I get it. I'm single. Yes. Do I want to date? Sure. If I meet the right person, right? But if you invite me out for a dinner, or drinks, especially during the weeknight, come on. You know I have things to do. I'm sure you have things to do the next day. I have a child to take care of. I can't just go out late at night just whenever, right? So you have to take that into consideration. So if you're really going to invite me out, one, make it worth my time. And what do I mean by make it worth my time? Just don't invite me out to dinner and drinks. Get creative. Invite me out for an activity. Do something different. Do something that's going to be worth my time and effort. I am taking time out of my evening to meet with you, to go and enjoy your company, to see how things work, if we're compatible. I'm making an effort, so I expect you to make an effort. So don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date. Also, offer to pay for the babysitter. That's going to make me more receptive to want to go and spend my time with you.
You should really stay home.
Dating is totally a numbers game, and I've done the math. Look at this comment. All those dates but no boyfriend? Yeah, well, it's a numbers game. Here's the math behind it. I'm going to use January as a jumping off point. In January, I went on dates with 10 different men. And yeah, I know this math is oversimplified, but you get the gist. No, all in all, these were all good dates in their own right. Everyone was kind to me. Everyone was cool. There were no horror stories. However, 60% of those men ghosted me. 20% sent me a rejection message, a text, and 20% I sent them a rejection text. So if you add the number of men that ghosted me plus the other 20% that rejected me, overall, that's an 80% rejection rate. Yes, I get rejected 80% of the time, hence no boyfriend. I just thought that doing this math was really important because insecure men out here in the comments, they seem to think that I just go on dates and women go on dates to just use these people, right? It's not like that at all. Look at how many times I'm getting rejected. And yes, the man took me out to a very nice, expensive date. So what? Get over it. If this bothers you, dudes, and get out of the dating game, or don't date women like me. If you put 10 people in a room and you think that one of them is guaranteed to be a match for you and be a compatible partner, fuck out of here. If that's what you guys really think, then your standards are not high enough and you're definitely not being selective enough. But as I always say, I will die trying, so I'm going to keep playing this numbers game until I finally win the dating lottery. I feel it coming.
Sounds good. Doesn't work.
So I went on a date yesterday, and I was so excited for this date. The guy seemed really good looking, really smart, whatever. But I noticed one thing on his Hinge profile, that the question that asked, do you want kids? It said no. So the first thing I did when I got my first sip of wine on the date was ask him, hey, I noticed this on your profile. Do you not want kids? Or was that a typo? I was hoping it was a typo. But he was like, oh, no, yeah, I don't want kids. And my ex and I broke up because of this. I was like, oh boy, okay, let's hear it. And what was super interesting to me is the reason that he gave me, this is the third guy I've gone on a date with that has given me this explanation of why they don't want kids. And I will never understand or ever relate to this reason. Basically, he said he thinks the world is a bad place and it's only getting worse. And he doesn't want to have kids because he doesn't want them to suffer. And I don't know, maybe I'm just an optimist and I see the world as a good place. And I think one of the biggest joys in life is contributing to the next generation, having kids, raising them to have good morals and how to give back to society. And I also told him, I was like, when you say that, it sounds like you're saying oh, I don't want to go on a trip because I'm scared that my plane's going to crash. Why think so negatively? And he's like, oh no, that's different because the odds of a plane crashing are so low. I was like, well, if you're a good parent, the odds of your kid suffering should be pretty low too. Like, I don't know, like maybe someone can enlighten me, but like I will never understand this perspective. He came back from the bathroom. I told him right there, I was like, this is a deal breaker for me. Like, let's just be friends. And we split the check.
Goodbye.
Her stepmom knows what it takes to find a suitable relationship, but she's chasing after Chads and Tyrones and can't help herself. She doesn't want to break her carousel riding habits. She's already hit the wall and losing her value every single day.
It's already been lost.
Just do yourself a favour, guys, and don't date single mums. The fact she expects the guy to pay for the babysitter is crazy, but she also expects the guy to plan a creative date and to make an effort to be second place in her list of priorities.
That's a bad deal.
It's not a numbers game, it's a personality game. If 80% of those men did not want anything to do with you, you have to improve parts of yourself to increase your success percentage. Men don't ask for much, but you fail to deliver.
Hopeless.
If she wants kids, why is she going on dates with men who she knows don't want kids? I partially agree with those men. Raising kids in the West is probably one of the worst things we can do, because children are exposed to all sorts of social conditioning in the schooling system. You've got to be very careful what they put into your children's heads these days.
Short of brainwashing them.
Real men of genius.